Okay, this is my review of the second album by Cryptopsy, by the Canadian death metal band Cryptopsy, called None So Vile. None So Vile, which, which is the second album by them. It was reissued on Central Media Records, and it was the first album to feature bassist Eric Langos, and the last to feature vocalist Lord Worm, who later returned with their album Once Was Not. Okay, this album, which features eight killer death metal S type of songs. Like, you know who drew me to this album was their drummer Florent Monnier. Florent Monnier, it was the is the double bass king. Double bass is those two pedals that's on the drum. It sounds like tribal drums if you pound it like Florent Monnier. He's without a doubt my favorite drummer when it comes to heavy metal. Okay, I haven't heard any other type of drum. Of course, there's other bands that be doing the double bass shit, but his was sounded unique. And then Lord Worm, Lord Worm, who was like the who wrote some of the lyrics, and he sung them, but he didn't sing. He just basically growled. He had the basically he had the crisp he growled like Chris Barnes, formerly of Cannibal Corpse. He just had that growl. Like, man, what the fuck is he saying? But then when like, in order for you, if you don't know what he's saying, either you got to catch his live show or you just read his lyrics. Like Non So Vile has eight tracks on there. The first, Crown of Horns; two, Slit Your Guts; three, Grave of Fathers; four, Dead and Dripping; five, Benedictine Convulsions; six, Phobophile; seven, Lich Mistress; eight, Orgiastic Disembowelment. But you mainly, even though it had those head banging sounding guitar riffs to it, but you when it came to the breakdown, you always heard the breakdown of these songs always had Florent Monnier's double bass, a track like Crown of Horns, the first track on her, you hear this growl and said, "I do my brother well. Do you think?" And then he's like Capricornicus Rex and Tenebris. I long to feel the dark caress of your cloven hoofs. I seek the loving warmth of your anus as I place my worshipful lips about your treat about your teeth. But you hear the song, you don't hear those lyrics, even though those, you think those are the lyrics he's saying, but you can't understand what the hell he's saying. And we hate and so we gather by the glow of the moon. That's Crown, the song Crown of Horns. But that breakdown, it has da 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 da, and then it has that slow tuning guitar riff, and then Florent Monnier with his double bass hitting, and then I love that song. I swear I just repeat that part over and over. That breakdown, and then after that, song called Slit Your Guts, which has that guitar riff, and then you hear of course Florent Monnier's his bass play, his double bass playing on the drums. Oh man, and I say pardon please the narrow confident of your limbs. Unfortunately, it's necessary for your correction. Shriek to your heart's content. It's if you wise, I promise you pain. But hold up. You can't you can't understand what the fuck he's saying. But those are the lyrics that he's supposedly saying. Even songs like Graves of the Fathers. Hold on. Graves of the Fathers is my. I think Graves of the Fathers is my favorite song on her. It has that. It has that. It has a Lord Worm. But then it has that breakdown. That once again, the breakdown with Florent Monnier. You're like da da dum 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 da da dum. That breakdown, I really love that breakdown by Florent Monnier. I really love that song. And then songs like a Dead and Dripping, Benedictine Convulsion, Phobophile, Lynch Mistress. Lynch Mistress, it had, and once again, it brings along that Florent Monnier touch. They should have just he could do a whole album of breakdowns, and I just listen to it. Like he's like Floyd Montier is a badass drummer, and like he made this album sound epic as hell. Even though this is like this is like the final the final album by Lord Worm, because like after this album, Lord Worm had quit the band and went to go work for some beer company, but then later returned, and then he quit the band again. But like this right here is a bomb ass album, Cryptopsy None So Vile. Even though this is the second album, once again they didn't fall into the sophomore slump, because like this album was a kick ass album by Cryptopsy. All right.